Okay, so I'm recording, folks. I'm going to be demoing making a wand. Now, again, this is entirely up to your own concept and design. However, it should be reasonably recognizable. So I'm going to just Google wand and Harry Potter because that's more the theme I'm going for. You guys can do I want to be extra clear about this, folks. You guys can do a sci-fi wand. You can do like some future tech looking steampunk wand. Your theme does not need to be Harry Potter theme. Does everyone hear me and understand that? Okay, so you're creating your wand design. If it's all techie futuristic, cool. If it's fantasy era, cool. If it's themed off of some anime, awesome. I don't care. I want you to just do something creative. Okay, so I have, let's take a look at this picture here. Are any of these particularly bigger? Okay, whatever. So we have this picture. These are just some wands that are used by characters in Harry Potter. Thank you. Ayush. So you can see they have these incredibly ornate handles. I would say that the least ostentatious of them actually is Malfoy's wand, strangely enough, which is just this slim, tapered Blackwood wand here with these two little simple, basically what I would call guards, you know, like just so you can feel where the separation is between the handle and the wand shaft. So I'm going to have a defined, cool-looking handle, and then I'm going to have some kind of tapered tip. Okay, so I'm going to start with my hilt. So I'm going to start with an icosahedron, or whatever this is. So I click on my platonic solid button, because I want to check out, what do I got here? Primitive. I'm going to make this a tetrahedron. No, what's a dodecahedron? That looks cool. Icosahedron, that's what I was on. Octahedron? Okay, I'm going to go to the icosahedron. Okay, that's what I had. So it's a D20, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, probably a D20. So this I'm going to just, let's see. What does the spherical inflation do? Nothing, it seems like. Subdivisions. I could subdivide this further. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to subdivide it one time. And so now that I have this, I'm going to take these bottom 4 faces. Whoa. Okay. And I'm going to extrude these down and turn keep faces together off. Click my scale cube. Scale these in. And then I'm going to hit G to extrude again. Pull these out a little bit more. Click the scale cube and scale these down into some kind of point. Alright, so now I have this shape so far. This is going to be like at the base of my hilt. I'm just trying to create some kind of ornate looking jewel here. I'm going to take a vertice selection here, and I'm going to grab a couple of vertices, mostly trying to keep my design symmetrical. Alright, and I'm going to extrude these vertices, and then I get these cool looking little points coming off. And I can increase my length here. I think that's a little too long. Alright. So again, it's just creativity, folks. We're just doing something cool and fun. So I'm going to grab now all of these faces on top. And just like we were doing with our assignment yesterday, I'm going to scale them flat. Okay. So now I have this shape, and I'm going to take these faces that I had flattened and just extrude them up. And in this case, I'll extrude them up a little bit, but then I'm going to take my vertices here, and I don't like the way these are angled. Okay, so I'm going to change my scale parameters to component. Nope. Object. Nope. Okay, let me try if I go into edge mode and I reset this and oh, cool. I reset it. I set it to component. You can see my scale modifier runs this way now, and I can do that. Blam. Okay, so now I have kind of an octagon shape, and then I'm going to grab these four here, reset my tool. What is going on here? All right, let's grab these faces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set this to component. That's not good. Set it to world. Still not really good. Okay. Well, I can't necessarily do what I want to do that easily. All right, whatever. So now that I have this, I'm going to extrude. And I'm just going to pull this straight up. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm done with this piece. Okay. And now I'm going to go right click on this and bring in a helix. Bring that out here. Actually, I'll bring it up. Look at my inputs again. How many coils do I want? I'm going to go with, I don't know, 10. My height. Change my height. Change my width. Change my radius. I'm going to change my subdivisions by coil to be 24. I'll do 20 maybe. Subdivisions axis, I'm going to increase to 10. Right? And then alright. So I'll take this, push it down on top of this. And I'm also going to now rotate my coil until that cap isn't going to go inside of it. Rip. Okay, I'll only scale this object down. Move it down again. And then if I rotate it now, no, it's not really going to do me any favors. So I'll keep scaling it down. There we go. More or less what I wanted. And I'm just going to reach down. Actually, no. Okay, so I got this done. This is going to be part of my hilt. Alright, so I'm going to go grab a torus and just bring this up, this torus here. Take my torus. It's a little... Oops. Let's see, section radius. That's what we want to do. So I'll dial that down a touch. Bring that up here. And do that. And let's see. There we go. That's more what I'm looking for. So I got this now. Scale it in a touch. Alright. So far, this is what my hilt is looking like. Alright. And then, so now I'm just going to grab a cylinder, bring this up here, scale this down a bit so that I can fit it in here. I'm going to take my vertices on top and just drag these way up here. And I'm going to scale this down a lot. And alright, so I'm going to finish the top in a bit. But for right now, I'm going to work with this section here. I'm going to go ahead, Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Options, Multiple Edge Loops, I don't know. 10. No, it's too much. 5. Okay, so I'll split this 5 times. I'm going to go in this section here, in this section here, in this section here. and subdivide it a bunch of times. So now I can go ahead and do things like select from here over to, so this is 20 faces around, folks. So I'm going to grab, let's say, these faces from here down to here and up here, shift, double click up to here. And I'm going to extrude, turn my keep faces together off, pull this out, click the scale cube, scale all these little sections in. Click my rotate tool, and I'm going to rotate all of these slightly, so now I have this interesting pattern across the back here. And let's, for argument's sake, imagine that I did this in different ways for, say, each of these sections of, whoops, here up to here, here, down to here. And so I'm going to extrude, keep faces together off. But this time, let's say I'll pull these way off, scale these this way, push back a little bit, and I'll rotate these to one side, rotate them down, rotate them this way. So now you got this variation in patterns. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Again, it's just to be creative and to practice. So then eventually, you'll have some kind of cool design. For the final thing, you're going to want to make sure you take the faces across the top, and just like we did with the barrel to make the tapered tip, extrude, scale up, scale in, extrude again, up, in, extrude, up, and in, extrude, up, and in. Okay, I need to bring that down though. And then extrude up. Right? And so now I don't have a stabby tip. And in fact, I'm going to grab these vertices and scale them apart to elongate this taper effect. Bring this up. You can just toss it, dude. And I'm just rescaling down and moving this edge loop to make the taper chill. And there you have it. Some kind of creative wand. Alright. Alright, so this is the 4th period demo on building a wand. So I'm just going to make whatever. Okay, I'm just going to be freehanding it up here. I'm going to start with, I don't know, whatever this is. Oh, it's a super sphere. I don't need that. What's this, ultra shape? No, that's garbage too. Spherical harmonic, garbage. Okay, I'm going to go back to, start with a gear. Boom. Okay. So, I'm going to go into let me go back to my little notes here on the quest log. So some things to consider, folks. Have you tried using a complex primitive? Maybe you should try editing default object settings for that. I'm about to do that in a second. Do you need to combine any objects? Can you extrude edges, faces, vertices to make some kind of cool design? Also consider toggling on and off the keep faces together option like we talked about. Do you need more edge loops? Should you sculpt or use soft select? Okay. So keep in mind, if you're using either the Sculpt or Soft Select, it works better when you have more vertices. So you should add more edges if you need more verts. All right, so back to this. So this gear, I'm going to make it have, it's at 16 now, so I'm going to take it up to 32 sides. I'm going to give it a internal radius that's quite smaller. Oh, by the way, folks, if you select one of the words, in the inputs and you hold the middle mouse button, you'll see that my value is scrolling with that. Nope, my dentist is calling. Now's not the time. So my height, I can go ahead and change that. It's a little too tall. Height divisions, I'm going to set that to 1 because I don't need extra divisions. Gear spacing, adjusting that. Gear offset, so that's extending that. My gear spacing, I'll do that. Gear offset. Taper? Oh, neat. All right, cool. So I got this. I'm gonna use that as my my hand guard. And then what I'm gonna do is grab this face here, shift and double click, so I got all that. Gonna extrude this down. Click the scale cube, scale this in. Right? So I got this so far. I'm gonna grab a helix. And again, let's make this 15 coils. Let's make my height much longer. My width, that's fine. Radius. And let me compress this a little bit. Radius, tweak again. Subdivisions axis, I'll increase to 10 so that it's slightly rounder. Subdivisions coil, I could probably turn down significantly, maybe to like 30 instead of 50. And there we go. Okay, let's push this down inside of here. So this is going to be my handle grip. And so at the bottom, what I'm going to do here, add a, let's see, just add a, you know what, I'm going to add a soccer ball. Okay, so I got the soccer ball, put this down here, switch into face mode, grab this, oh, there's no, interesting. Okay. Fine. So I'm gonna grab, whoops, face mode on this. Let's see, I'll grab each of the pentagons that I see. I'm just grabbing pentagons. That's a pentagon. Oh. Pentagon. Alright, I'm gonna extrude these. Doesn't have to be symmetrical, so extrude these out. Click the scale cubes so that I can scale these in. Pull these out a little bit more. So I'm gonna hit G to extrude again. Pull these out, scale. So now I have this spiked pommel along with my razor tip on my hilt. So this is a pretty hard X-core wand. All right, let's grab, what do I want to do? All right, I'm gonna grab this sphere and I'll bring this up here, scale it down, and bring it down a little bit. All right, scale this up. All right, cool. All right, so this is what I got so far. I'm gonna grab this face here, shift double click. I'm gonna use my shift and caret keys to grow my selection, so now I get all of those. And extrude. And I'm gonna switch straight to my regular old-fashioned move tool. Seriously, how many people could be texting me in the same lecture? Okay. I just got 4 text messages within the span of 2 minutes. That's why I'm like, what is going on in my phone? What's up?
How do you change the helix definitions again? Or how many helixes you have?
That is the coils value under the inputs in the channel box. Down low. No. Click off where you're at, and then click on your object. And then see, just lower your mouse down. There you go. Nope, you're just hovering over it. Down. Down. There you go. Cool. So I'm just pulling these faces up. This is gonna be the wand shaft. So I'm gonna pull this up and grab my scale tool, and I'm gonna scale these faces I have selected, and what do you know? It tapers it for me because I'm a god. So one thing I'm realizing, yeah, it's gonna make the edges all sharp. If that happens, folks, grab these edges, mesh display, soften edge. Oh. Hold on, grab both of these, I guess. Mesh display, soften edge. See, now I got the smoothness. So I'm gonna grab this edge here, scale it in a little bit, and you'll see that it tapers. And then all I need to do, grab these verts, move these up, probably scale them in a little bit more, move them up. So again, size is relative in Maya. So I'm gonna grab all of this, minus this, mesh, combine, scale it down, pull this up, face mode. Actually, I'm gonna go into one of my side views here, because doing it in the orthographic views is always safer when it comes to things like this, so you don't accidentally select out of the wrong line. Cool. So now I just got that. Bingo, bingo. There's my one. Done and done. That took me 8 minutes.